How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you what it's like to drive the all-new Lamborghini Urus SE from a first-person point of view. Under the hood is a 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 with an electric motor that makes a combined 791 horsepower and 701 pound-feet of torque. That's good to sprint the Urus SE from 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds and go on to a top speed of 194 miles an hour, which is 1 mile an hour faster than the Puro Sangue. This is also the most powerful internal combustion engine powered SUV of all time. The SE is a plug-in hybrid, so we've got a port on the driver's side in order to recharge the vehicle. You can also change the driving mode to a recharge setting, so you don't have to plug it in. Now, the brakes on this are absolutely insane. 17.3-inch carbon ceramic rotors for maximum stopping power. Now, the design language, some people think is controversial. I've heard people say it looks a little bit more feminine because of the new headlights, but let me explain the design language here. The new headlights have been redesigned to look like the tail of the Lamborghini Bull logo. And all of this is done in the name of performance. So the new front fascia, not only does it look more aggressive, it also results in 15% better engine cooling and 30% better brake cooling. You'll also notice the hood floats over the front bumper. This is the first time the Lamborghini logo on a Urus is actually on the hood and not the bumper. Coming around to the rear of the Urus SE, we've got a revised titanium sports exhaust that sounds out of this world awesome. We have a newly revised rear spoiler setup. It's kind of a dual spoiler and new rear diffuser that results in a 35% increase in downforce from the Urus S. Now check this out. If we go ahead and open this right here, the trunk actually has these slidable dividers in order to store your stuff back here while you're ripping through the canyons, which I think is pretty cool. Now, if we go ahead and put this trunk down, the redesigned rear end has stylistic cues like this piece right here and the grille to hark back to the Lamborghini Gallardo. Despite being an incredibly sporty car, we actually have a fair amount of head and legroom in the rear of the Urus and this massive sunroof. Let's go ahead and hop into the cockpit. In the front of the Urus now, and it is so nice in here, the combination of contrasted stitched leather, carbon fiber, and Alcantara make it feel really high-end. And the new infotainment is super easy to use. We've got paddles mounted on the steering wheel for the 8-speed automatic. We have 11 different driving modes to choose from. So you've got street, sport, Corsa, my favorite mode, some off-roading modes as well, and then we've got various EV modes. So if I pull this right here, it'll go into full electric mode, and I can drive 37 miles in all electric mode. Now you'll also notice that the instrument cluster changes based on what driving mode you're in. So let's go ahead and put it into Corsa, my favorite, and that gives you that insane horizontal tachometer. This thing is awesome. Now to put it into reverse, go ahead and pull this backwards and we've got a very nice backup camera. Click this button and we've got a 360-degree surround view. Down here, awesome Bang & Olufsen speaker system, really nice loudness, really nice clarity. All right, let's take this out for a spin and see what it's like. Behind the wheel of the Urus SE, and this is the rowdiest, highest performance SUV ever made, bar none. The level of grip, the lack of body roll, and the acceleration you get makes no sense. I mean, it feels more like a cross between a supercar and a sedan than a 5,800-pound SUV, and the sounds out of this twin-turbo V8 are just ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Now it's not magic. We've got active anti-roll bars. We've got active all-wheel drive with a multi-plate wet clutch that manages the power split between the front axle and the rear axle, allowing this to basically go full rear-wheel drive and drift, which is awesome. And it's got active dampers as well. The first two things I noticed in the Urus SE are the first three things. It's insanely loud, it's insanely fast, and in Corsa mode, the suspension is really, really firm. Now out here in the canyon roads, I love that. You've got a lack of body roll. You could literally take this on a track day. You've got carbon ceramic brakes. Make sure you don't have any brake fade, but it's a little bit jarring on the road. So that's why I've been using Ego mode. So if you click this Ego mode, it's fully customizable. As you can see here, I've got Corsa for the powertrain, Corsa for the engine, transmission, and then I've got Strada mode for the suspension. So I've got kind of this best of all worlds, so it rides a little bit smoother, but you've still got that incredible throttle response. But what happens if you're driving along, let's say you're in full EV mode, and you want to accelerate really quickly? You don't want to be messing around with all these levers over here. You don't want to take your hands off the wheel. Well, there's a mode button right here. You click that, and you've got 20 seconds of full performance in Corsa mode. You can see it's counting down right there. It's pretty cool. It's like a pass button. Or if you've got a quick section, 20 seconds of road that you want to blast in, you can click that button, and then it reverts back to your previous driving mode. Now, I mentioned there's 11 different driving modes, which is pretty insane, but they're all awesome. So if I press and hold this Anima button, it'll go ahead and put it into Strada mode, which is street mode. In Strada, you can switch between full electric mode, full performance mode, and a recharge mode. As you can see here, I'm like 80% charged on the battery, and I haven't plugged this in once, which is awesome. Sport mode, obviously sportier driving experience. Corsa, and then we've got Sabia for sand. We've got Terra for earth, and then Nev for snow. This thing would be absolutely crazy in the snow. It also changes the instrument cluster. So we're gonna put it back into Corsa mode because that's my favorite instrument cluster setting. All right, let's do a little launch control in the Urus SE. We're in Corsa mode, traction control off, floor the brake, floor the gas. This thing absolutely rips. The capability of this doesn't make any sense in the world. And that's why I honestly think this is the best SUV ever created. All right, let's drive it like a civilized human being, because sometimes you will be doing that. And it's crazy to think that you can drive this Urus in full electric mode. I mean, you can just putt along. Right there, internal combustion engine turned off. I'm in all electric mode. The insulation in the cabin is fantastic. You can go 37 miles up to 81 miles an hour. And this way you can exit your neighborhood without annoying people. It's actually pretty helpful. You can see you got the power gauge right next to the tachometer, that blue line telling you how much of that 190 horsepower electric motor you are using. But let's put it back into Corsa, and I'll let you listen to the beautiful V8 soundtrack in the Urus SE. It's easy to drive, it's fun to drive, it's comfortable in Strada mode, it's a bat out of hell in Corsa mode, and I am absolutely in love with this thing. And of course, there's creature comforts. You've got massaging seats. You've got that Bang & Olufsen sound system that's fantastic. You've got cooled seats. The air conditioning, the climate control works super well. The infotainment 12.3-inch screen, super easy to use, awesome graphics, 12.3-inch customizable digital instrument cluster as well. There's really nothing to hate about this car. I do wish Corsa mode was a little bit more comfortable. It's kind of ridiculous on the road, but look, I like it personally. Personally, I like to be beat up by cars, but I could see how a typical customer might hop into Corsa mode and be really confused with how aggressive it is. And 60, that is just, that's just ridiculous. I mean, this is legitimately a practical super SUV, as crazy as that is. You're not really compromising with anything. And the fact that it gets 48 miles per gallon electric combined is ridiculous. Without the electric powertrain, 20 miles per gallon combined. I mean, 48, that's actually really, really impressive. Who would have imagined a world where a Lamborghini that weighs 5,800 pounds, that has 791 horsepower, can have the fuel economy equivalent of Priuses of decades past? I mean, it's actually incredible. guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video. This thing rocks.